Do you want to know how I keep my man happy? I let him play with my little sister. Yeah, I'm that kind of wife.
Hi, babe.
Bye.
Mwah.
What about my mom?
Oh, hi, baby.
Oh, bye.
Mwah.
Bye, babe.
Love y'all.
Bye. Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah, I let my hubby have her a couple times a week. Yeah, I'm that kind of wife. Do you want to know?
Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, I just want to go into, the clip that I featured. Pretty much, you have a man that's married to a woman, and, that woman, she's pretty much allowing her husband to deal with her mother and her sister. And, that's off, man. You aren't supposed to be doing that. So I'm just going to bring out a few scriptures, Lord willing. This lesson is edifying, straight to the point. So I'm going to start in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. And it says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." So yeah, man, the point I wanted to bring out, in verse 2 is to learn not the way of the heathen, man. So we are supposed to take after, the customs of the heathen, because as we know, they're pretty much, they're lawless. They just live, by the flesh. They're not governed, by, the law, statutes, commandments like the nation of Israel is, man. Because only the nation of Israel was given, the law, statutes, and commandments. We were given, the correct way to live. The heathen just pretty much do their own thing, man. So we're not supposed to follow after these heathenistic customs, dealing with, women's, immediate family, which again, there's nothing wrong with having multiple wives, but, there's still a way you have to go about it. So I'm going to go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 17. I'm going to read these in the NLT. And it says, "Do not have sexual relations with a woman and her daughter, and do not take her granddaughter, whether her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter, and have sexual relations with her. They are close relatives, and this will be a wicked act." So yeah, man, you're not supposed to deal with, if you have a wife, you aren't supposed to deal with anyone that's near of kin to her, man. So I'm going to read it in the KJV. It says, "Thou shalt not take," it's like it, "thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, and neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kins, like it, for they are near her near kinswomen, and it is wickedness." And indeed it is, man. Indeed it is. I'm going to read both verse 18 and the NLT and the KJV. It says, "Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime." And in the NLT it says, "While your wife is living, do not marry her sister and have sexual relations with her, for they would be rivals." And yeah, man, you weren't supposed to do that, man, because obviously her sister is her near to kin. You weren't supposed to deal with a woman and her sister. And as we know, or should know, women pretty much are competitive when it comes to, their men. They compete for the attention of their men. And I've seen it firsthand, man, where women do these things. And there's nothing wrong with that, but again, you aren't supposed to deal with anyone that is near to her. Now, if it's one of her friends or something like that, they're not related, then, it's okay. You can do that. But anyone that's related to her, it's off. So I'm going to jump to the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 14. It says, "And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, and both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And again, in the NLT, it says, if a man marries both a woman and her mother, he has committed a wicked act. The man and both women must be burned to death to wipe out such wickedness from among you. And yeah, man, that is a wicked act, especially if, her mother is, it doesn't matter if her mother is, widowed or, if she's married, especially if she's married, man, because you aren't supposed to be committing adultery anyway. But overall, you're not supposed to deal with a woman, and her near kins, her kinswomen, as it says, again, it's nothing wrong with, a woman bringing her husband more women, but again, it's off when they are related to her, man. So I'm going to get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15. It's like not 15, Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 15. And it says, if a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, and then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he hath, for he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. So yeah, man, as you can see in verse 15, you can have multiple wives, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, they just can't be, related. But again, just in this particular instance, like I said, if a man has two wives, you may love, one more than the other one, or you may love the one and hate the other, as it says. But if the wife that you pretty much hate, if she born you, your firstborn son, you can't neglect your firstborn son, as it says, because once, whatever inheritance you have, you pass that down to your son. But, he can't, neglect his firstborn and just give it to his second son. Like, no, that inheritance that he has left over, it has to go to the firstborn son, a double portion, But either way, there's nothing wrong with having multiple wives, man. And then I'm going to end it on this. And this is, one of many examples, but at the same time, we're really not in that time to multiply wives unto ourselves. If brothers already have multiple wives, again, there's nothing wrong with that, but just we're not in that time, because we were in a time of war. So this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11 and verse 3, and this is talking about King Solomon. And it says, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So yeah, man, our Lord. Well, yeah, pretty much, King Solomon was Yahweh Shai, in the reincarnation, but pretty much, King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, man. And pretty much, the women, of the other nations, those heathen nations pretty much turned his heart away, and he committed idolatry ultimately, just to give a little backstory. But ultimately, there's nothing wrong with having multiple wives, man. So just don't deal with a woman and, her relatives. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till the next time I say Shalom.